Good morning, students. So we are starting our work for Monday with math as usual. So here we have our lesson plan, and for Monday you have a designated worksheet for math. So although you won't be working from your book, you will still be practicing your multiplication in decimals. So this is page 51, which is the last page that you completed last week. So you can refer to last week's video to help complete today's assignment if you think you still have a little bit of trouble multiplying in decimals. So just make sure that you remember to place your decimal after you answer your question as many places from the right. So just remember, just like we did last week, but you won't be completing this page. This page should be done. You will be completing the attached worksheet in the email. And tomorrow we will start on page 52, the next page, which is also multiplication, but just a little bit more challenging. And here for Monday, we also have page 87, continuing with our modifiers in language arts. So here we go to page 87. Okay. So here we're continuing with look closely and remember. So we're just going back to the concepts that we learned the week before. And on this page, we're going back to possessive nouns and possessive pronouns. So here we notice that possessive nouns and possessive pronouns are called adjectives when they come before nouns. So here are just a few tips and a few examples. So here it says, this is his umbrella. His is an adjective since it comes before a noun. So this is actually describing the umbrella. What kind of umbrella? Well, we don't know yet, but we know whose. So that means that we can identify it as an adjective. So after you go over the following examples, you can start on Think E. And it says identify the underlined word by writing N for noun, PRO for pronoun, and ADJ for adjective. So you're just going to focus on the underlined words here in these phrases and decide whether or not they're a noun, which is a person, place, or thing, as you know. If you're having a little bit of trouble remembering your pronouns, you can go back to our pronoun list, but I encourage you to try to do it without your pronoun list. So we have a few here, but let me go back to our original list. So here we have a few. Here we have correct pronouns. Notice these. So if you need to go back and reference, that's okay. Here we have a bunch, but try to do them on your own. And then if it's a describing word, then you would write ADJ for adjective. Down here on Remember F, we're going back to original pronouns, the ones we started at the beginning of the unit. So what you're going to do is write correct if you know that the sentence has no pronouns or verb form errors. So if there are no mistakes, you write correct. If there are mistakes, you do not write incorrect. You have to correct it and write the right answer here. Do not add or remove helping verbs as usual. So you'll read the sentence. If it makes sense and all of the pronouns and verbs are correct, you write correct. If not, you write the correction here. And don't add anything and don't take anything away. It's just for these three. So I'm going to continue on with a reminder before we go on to spelling. So we're starting list 17 for spelling today, but before that, I wanted to just give a reading reminder. So as we wait to begin our reading project next week, for this week you will have a few reading comprehension exercises that are attached in the email. So you're starting with this one called The Cloud. So just make sure that you are matching your worksheets with your lesson plan, and you're going to read and answer those questions. And I have Tuesday and Friday skipped just to give time for you to read and complete the 3 exercises, comprehension exercises for the week. So I feel like it's good to give a few reminders. Then you have your life skills. Okay, so a reminder for spelling for this week. You're going to notice one difference. So instead of submitting or completing and submitting your definitions for spelling on Friday, I reversed it and I'm having you guys do the definitions for the pattern words and vocabulary words too on Monday, today, before you start your book work. Because once you have your definitions written down, you can refer to them easily as you do your book work. So just do your definitions today and then start your book work tomorrow. You can still go on Spelling City to practice, but definitely get those definitions done before the book work. So here for list 17, switch up. Okay, so here we have our words for list 17. We have pattern words, content words, and vocabulary. And this is how you pronounce them. Social, partial, decision, delicious, politician, precious, physician, substantial, description, compassion, commercial, conversation. For content words, you have Pacific, Mariana, undersea, subduction, lithosphere, depressions, topographic. Vocabulary words, you have aquamarine, submarine, circumscribe, describe. So remember that you are defining your pattern words and vocabulary words today. So for science for today, instead of working from your book, you're going to be completing a few exercises that I attached in your email for today. So I'm going to show you. You're going to need this activity for today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually post a separate video with the exercise so that if you want to do it later, you need to do it after you complete your other assignments, then you can just click on that video and then complete this one with me, because you're going to need some additional information before you can complete this one on your own.